Hello grade 11s. Today I'm looking at page 103 in your workbooks, where it is the section on Loki, and this part of the Loki is the helix. For today's question, they've given you the top view of the auger. That's always very kind of them, showing the shaft. The inside one would be the shaft, and the outside point is the outer point. The center line in the front view, that's great. The center lines are in the top view. If they aren't shown, remember you need to put them in. They want 2 revolutions with a pitch of 60. Remember, the pitch means how long it takes for one revolution to go from the start and rotate around the shape and back to it, and it says it takes a height of 60. Once again, that's relevant because we need to use that to divide that to get our height divisions, and it's also very nice to know that that is divisible by 12, which will mean our height divisions need to be 5 millimeters each. It's right-handed, start on the top and end at the bottom of the shape. Okay, so right hand, if we hold this in our right hand, that should give us our direction. Now if they want you to start at the top, that's the top of the shape, what's going to happen is that it's going to go around the back of the core. So it's going to be hidden as it comes around the back end, then visible, then hidden, and the last little bit visible down to the bottom on the second turn. So remember, that will help us with our direction for labeling. If it's right hand, here's my right hand. They've said start at the top of the shape, and we're going to have to go around that way. The steps that I like to take, first of all, is to draw the circles, and they have been done. Then I like to do the rectangle, which is the outline of the front view. So let's do that now. There, I've done my rectangle. My next point is to do my pizza slices. There are our pizza slices. Next, I want to mark off my vertical heights. My vertical heights were those 5 millimeter height divisions. I've marked off my height divisions. Remember, how did I get my height divisions? That was the pitch, which was 60, and we've divided that by our 12 segments, and that gave us a measurement of 5 millimeters. Now I want to take down my vertical heights. Oh, sorry, let's label now. So remember, we've said this is a right hand starting at the top, right hand thread starting at the top. So I want to label in a clockwise direction. So that would be 0, and do the same on the inside. There, I've marked my measurements on the inside. For my height measurements, they've asked us to start at the top. So that would make the top 0 and work our way down. And there are my measurements. The next step is going to be to project our pizza slices down and get them to match up with our horizontal lines, the theory of 2 points. I've projected my points now, my pizza slices. Now let's match them up with our height divisions. There is point 0 and 1. Remember, they've said start at the highest point. Are we going to see this before the core? I wonder. There's 1 lines up with vertical 1. There's 2. Let's line it up with horizontal 2. Here is 3. Line it up with vertical 3. 4. Line it up with horizontal 4. 5, line it up with vertical 5, 6 lines up with 6, carry on around, there's 7, 8, 9, all the way up to the end of our first turn, back at 12. And there is our first turn of our shape. I'm going to do the same and repeat the process to the bottom of the shape. They are the completed points for my 1 turn, 2 turns, and that's for the outer edge of this auger shape. Same process now. We're going to go back to do the inside core part of this auger. Remember, this is a solid piece. We've labeled the parts, we've got our height divisions. So my next step that I've always followed is to use the points now and project my pizza slices of my core. So let's do that, project the pizza slices of the core, and then I'm going to label them at the bottom so I don't get confused here at the top. I've projected my pizza slicer down and they're very close to this line over here. That one does seem to be next to it slightly. Now I need to match up the theory of 2 points, my vertical line with my horizontal line. My start point 0 is lining up with 0. Remember, I've labeled at the bottom here. Here's point 1. I need to get it to match up with point 1, point 2, point 3, same point, point 4, point 5. There's our first half turn. Follow my points around. 7 lines up with pizza slice 7, 8. There's pizza slice 8. 9 is in the same point. 10 lines up with pizza slice 10. 11 with pizza slice 11. And at point 12 we've completed 1 turn of our core. I'm going to start filling in my shape now, and like I did in my previous drawing on page 102, I'm going to start with the core. Now remember, this is a right hand thread and it wants us to start at the top of the shape. So the direction is coming around this way, which means this part, as I said to you earlier, is going to be hidden detail. So the first corner I'm actually going to see for the core is going to be this corner here. So there's my curve. The first one's different. The middle three, remember, have to line up. Have to line up. A slight change. And then we curve, and that's where it stops. Because once again, that's going to be around the back of my shape. Where does it pop out again? Here is the edge point. Get that to curve. Join up our first point. The middle three are in line with each other. Have to be. And curve to the bottom. And there we've got two turns. Now we're going to do the outside edge of this core. Here's where it's going to start, and we're going to be able to see this part because it's out on the side of the core. However, there's the core there, so on its way to its next point here, it's going to only be visible from the outside of the core. This will be hidden detail. Now where it pops out on the other side of the core, we're going to see this little bit, so I'm lining up those two, but it's stopping at the core there. Then we've got our curved corner. Our line joining that up. The middle three are on a straight line. Slight little bend to the next one. Then our curve. Our curve is going to go until it hits the core. Let me just check that. Where is that? There's the core, so I'm getting this to curve there. Then it stops, hidden detail around the back until it pops out on the other side of the core here. There's the core, there's that line, there's my curve. These three in the middle are a straight line. And our little curve. And there we have the visible aspect of our helix. Now let's just fill in the core. Let's start on this side. Until it hits the outside helix. And that part will be on the inside. And that's the same on this side. There's the bottom core, the gap where it hits the helix, gap. There we go. And let's draw the lines across the bottom of my helix and the line across the top of my helix. And there, grade 11s, is the end of the drawing on the left hand side of page 103.